What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Let's Just Be Real podcast. I'm your host, Marissa Tong, and today we have a special episode. I am filming and recording from the beautiful island of Bali, Indonesia. I just celebrated my 32nd birthday. Technically, the day that I'm recording, it's still my birthday in the States, but because I'm 13 hours ahead, it was my birthday yesterday. So technically, I have two birthdays. So have been celebrating. Really, honestly, I only celebrated yesterday, and it was nothing crazy. I went on some excursions. I went on like ATV. I did like a monkey forest. I did like the Bali swing, the whole tourist thing. But other than that, this trip has been pretty chill. I've just been relaxing. I stayed a couple days in Manggis, which is more of like a chill, quiet area to say the least, more by like the mountains. And then I switched over to Seminyak, which is more of like the city. And it's definitely more like, how do I say it? I guess like hip here, like there's more young people, definitely like more like models, influencers, that whole thing. So I stayed 3 nights over there, 2 nights here, and then today's my last day. Then I'm heading to Dubai for one day. Not a day. I actually have a layover, but I'm going to stay in a hotel because it's a really long layover. So just get to explore a little bit. And then I'm heading home. So that being said, celebrating my 32nd birthday, I wanted to bring you guys a special episode. And this episode, we're going to be talking about 32 things. Actually, not really talking about, I'm just going to give you guys 32 things that I've learned by 32. So 32 by 32. Okay, we're going to try to make this episode pretty short because I do want to enjoy my last day here, but I wanted to still try to, stay up to date with the podcast. I am trying to stay consistent. That's my goal, and that's going to continue to be my goal. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so some of these I am going to like talk a little bit more about, but for the most part, I'm just going to run through number 1 through 32. Okay, so the first lesson that I learned, and these are in no particular order at all, no particular order, just 32 lessons in general. Some of them are more serious, some of them are not that serious, but 32 in general, okay? So first things first, life is supposed to feel good and be enjoyable. And I truly live by that, hence why I decided to come to Bali by myself, right? Like I made a vow to myself that I would travel every single year for my birthday, whether that was with my friends or by myself. And I truly believe that life should be enjoyable. Like it's so easy to get caught up in work and responsibilities and things, that we want to do and goals and manifesting and all that stuff. But we have to remember to enjoy life, enjoy the journey. So that's very important. Number 2, taking risks and trying new things will help expand your life. And that is very true, especially if you're someone who is an entrepreneur or you're betting on yourself, you're wanting to step outside of your comfort zone, you're wanting to step out of the box. Taking risks is going to be very important in trying new things. And I would definitely say, even coming here to Bali, it is somewhat of a risk, right? Like coming here by myself, a long way from home, right? Long ways from home. And sometimes like you just have to take the chance, right? Like how else are you going to know what's on the other side of that fear, right? And I didn't have any fear coming here for the most part. Like everyone has been really supportive. There's people who have, more anxiety surrounding like me traveling by myself and all that, but you can't let all that, get to you. Number 3, your intuition is your internal guide and will lead you the right way. Absolutely, definitely 100% agree. You guys can go back to, I believe it's episode 2 or 3. We talked about intuition, and I definitely want to come back to that and circle back to that topic later on in this season. So, yeah, intuition is everything. Just think about your intuition as like literally like a GPS, right? A GPS that you have just naturally inside of you, and it's going to help steer you in the right direction, right? Like, and it's also like that gut feeling. So most of the time, like if you say or you feel like, I feel it in my gut, or I get that gut feeling, or something's not right. If you feel something or you have just like a knowing, that is your intuition and you should most likely listen to it. Number 4, you can lose yourself trying to fit in with others. Now, this one is super important because it's all about your surroundings, right? Like the people that you hang out with, people that you surround yourself with, the people that you talk to every day, the people that, even the people that you work with, right, have a big influence on who you are. You can easily be influenced depending on how confident you are in yourself and how, I guess, set in your ways you are. I think it could be very easy to be influenced by your surroundings and other people. So that's why it's just really important to make sure you're hanging out with the right type of people and people that fit the life that you're trying to create for yourself. Okay. Number 5, fear is the worst state to stay in. Like I said, if you're fearful, right? If I was very fearful about traveling by myself and coming to Bali, solo, that definitely could have held me back. But there's so many other things that people can be afraid of. Okay, number 6, the world is so much bigger and complex than we can imagine. And yes, we can only imagine. Like, I think about it all the time. Even just looking at the clouds or like the sun, the stars, it's just like, how? Like, what? Like, we have planets, that we don't even know what the planets look like. It's crazy. And that's why, like, when people don't believe in God or they don't believe in any other type of like power or just source, right? Energy source, something that has created us all and created this world. It's so mind boggling to me because how did we get here and how did everything else get here? Number 7, we were born with gifts that we are meant to share and use. 100%, okay? 100%. And if you know what your gifts are, sometimes, it's going to take a little bit longer to really like come to terms with what your gifts are, but for the most part, like, think about what you enjoyed as a child. Think about things that you were good at as a child, whether that was art, right, like painting or singing, dancing, maybe building things. Like, there's always things that tie back into our childhood, and those are usually the gifts that we have. And then sometimes I do feel like we can develop gifts as we age, but for the most part, like, you were born with your gifts. Okay, number 8, happiness is a choice. I don't even need to explain that. I actually just posted a reel not talking about, but like the caption was pretty much like POV. You realize that you're in control of your happiness or you're responsible for your happiness. And that is 100% true. If you guys have already copped my self care guide and wellness journal, you will see that that's one of the themes for one of the weeks. Happiness is a choice. So that's a reminder for you guys. And I would definitely like write that somewhere, maybe in your journal that you have or on a postie, and just put it somewhere where you can remind yourself every single day that happiness is a choice and you get to decide. You get to decide what you want to do every single day, how you want to live your life. If you want to be happy, you take the steps, you do small things every single day that are going to make you happy. Number 9, having a gratitude practice will bring in so much more good into your life. Now, yeah, like gratitude is the attitude, okay? Gratitude is the attitude. That should be the only attitude that you have. And being here in Bali and also it being like Thanksgiving week, I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving. I believe it's kind of like a BS holiday. Like the whole Indians and pilgrims thing like is weird to me because we don't even need to get into that, but like, you know, they basically killed, a lot of the Native Americans. So that's weird to me. But I think the idea of Thanksgiving is great, just, showing more gratitude. But we should do that every single day. We shouldn't just wait for one holiday, where that it surrounds eating and coming together with family and, faking the funk and all that good stuff. And not saying that we shouldn't get together with our families and we shouldn't feast and we shouldn't have fun, but we should show gratitude every single day. Be grateful for waking up in the morning. Be grateful for having food in your fridge. Be grateful for having feet, right, that you can walk. Like, there's so many things to be grateful for every single day. And when you express more gratitude, you will find yourself in a better state of mind. And you'll be able to call in more things. Number 10, bringing yourself into the present moment will reduce anxiety and worry. 100%. 100%. Sometimes, like, if I'm feeling anxious or I'm stressing over something, I can just take a minute and like focus on one thing in my immediate surroundings. So maybe like I need to bring myself down, take a couple deep breaths, and then maybe I'll focus on right now I can see the pool. So maybe I'm focused on the pool, or there's a tree. Maybe I can look at the tree outside. If you're inside, maybe it's like, I don't know, a plant in your house or something like that. But definitely being present, focusing on one thing, or even just your breath, right? That's going to bring you back to the present moment. Because a lot of the times, like, anxiety is us worrying about things that haven't even happened, right? Things that sometimes we're just making up in our heads, or things that we feel like we have no control over, which, yeah, sometimes we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, right? Like, we can't predict the future. The most that we can do is just try our best, be our best selves, right? And focus on today. What are you doing today? Because what you do today is going to make a better tomorrow. So if you're doing good things today, it should allow you to have less anxiety about tomorrow, because you're doing all that you can to create a better tomorrow. Number 11, being alone is so much better than being around people who do not value you. Okay? I don't even need to explain that. That's pretty much just, yeah. Okay? Yeah. Number 12, the key to manifestation is raising your vibration to match what you want, getting clear on what you want, and taking aligned action. We did have a previous episode about manifestation and the keys to manifestation. So if you guys missed that, you can go back and check that out. We do dive a little bit deeper into that topic. But yeah, those are basically the three things that you need to do. Raise your vibration. So pretty much say that you want to manifest a healthy relationship, right? How is your relationship with yourself? Right? Like, you have to match whatever it is that you're calling in, right? You're calling in more money. Well, how are you treating the money that you have now? What is your relationship with money now? Are you just spending like carelessly? Are you holding on to your money really tight, right? Like, being really cheap. And if that's the case, you're not going to be able to call in more money because you're being stingy, right? You're in a scarcity mindset, which we talked a little bit about before. So definitely raising your vibration, and then asking. You have to ask, right? Closed mouths don't get fed. We all know that saying. So you have to ask the universe for what you want, right? And then you have to take the action that's going to get you closer to those things. Number 13, staying in a job that you hate just for money is not worth depression, anxiety, stress, or burnout. Ooh, I could say that a million times, okay? I could say that a million times. And don't get me wrong, I've definitely worked jobs that I've disliked. I don't think I've ever worked a job that I've hated. I can't say that I've worked a job that I've hated per se, but I've definitely worked jobs where I was unhappy and I just didn't see a future for myself. But I can say that every job that I've worked has taught me something, right? I've picked up skills, I've picked up relationships, right? Like, something. I've been able to learn something. So every job is going to have its benefits, but if you are super miserable, if it's making you depressed, if it's making you really sad or anxious, it's time to leave, okay? Find something else. Money is always available. You have to affirm that. Money is always available. So you will find something better. You will find something that, if not pays you more money, is going to pay you the same money maybe, and you will have a little bit more peace of mind. Number 14, having one solid friend is better than having 10 fake friends. Ooh, you don't got to tell a Scorpio that, okay? Because we will we will have one friend till we die. We do not need a bunch of like fake friends. And not saying that like you can't have acquaintances and you can't have associates, but if you realize that someone is fake or someone is secretly hating on you or doesn't like you or is plotting against you or talking about you, delete them, okay? Get them out of your life immediately, okay? And it doesn't have to be drama, it doesn't have to be a fight. You could just peacefully bow out, peacefully exit, okay? But we don't need that. We don't need that in our lives. Number 15, there is enough room at the table for everyone, okay? Enough to eat, enough money, enough men. Okay, we're not fighting. Number 16, your only competition is the past version of you. Okay? Who are you trying to be today? I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. I'm trying to be better than I was last year. Okay? That's a goal every day. Number 17, traveling solo at least once a year is necessary. And this is something for me, okay? This is a lesson. I wouldn't even say a lesson. I guess a lesson, but also just something that I have come to terms with. Like I need to travel solo at least once a year. Like it helps me with peace of mind. It helps me bring back my creativity and my energy. It's kind of like recharging a battery, right? Like I put out so much energetically in my job, right? And in my life. My job is very social. What I do is very social. I'm always on social media, right? I'm always putting things out. So being able to travel solo is very, very necessary for me. Number 18, you cannot thrive in your business without having a self-care practice. And this ties into number 17, right? For me, like traveling solo, that is a form of self-care for me, right? And even though I'm able to do self-care practices at home or, in Jersey where I live, like I can get massages, I can go to the spa, I can do all that, but there's just something different about traveling, right? But even if you're not traveling, right? If you do own a business or you're an entrepreneur, like you have to take care of yourself because think about it, you're dishing out, you're giving so much of yourself, you're giving so much of your time, you're giving so much of your effort, right? Your energy. So you have to be able to replenish, fill your cup, take care of yourself. Number 19, being a dog parent still makes you a parent. I don't even have to explain this, okay? Like the dog parents that know, they know, okay? Like I'm not about to sit here and tell y'all that I'm not a parent because I am. Like I raised my puppy from 10 weeks, okay? Literally everything from peeing on my bed, okay? From pooping on my rug, from just teething, biting, all that, like throwing up. Like there's just I and I don't have a toddler, right? I don't have human children, but I've helped raise my nieces and nephews, and I can honestly say there ain't too much of a difference. Ain't too much of a difference. I'm still a parent, okay? Number 20. Number 20, you don't have to have something wrong with you to seek therapy. You don't have to have anything wrong with you to start therapy, okay? You can start therapy just because you want someone to talk to. Maybe you just want a safe space. Maybe you don't feel like dumping all your issues or your anxiety or things that you want to talk about that bother you privately, right, with your friends or your family. Like it's nice to have an outside third party person that can kind of like give another opinion or not even an opinion, just to hear you out, right? Like it's healthy to be able to vent and to discuss your feelings. Like mental health is so important. And we haven't really gotten into the topic of mental health and therapy just yet on this podcast, but we definitely will be talking about it very soon. Number 21, having adult playtime and tapping into your inner child is necessary. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And that is why I started Real Hot Retreats, because I know the importance of just taking the time to enjoy life, to have fun, to play, to have fun, right? To just soak up life, right? To soak up the sun, to laugh, right? And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much self-explanatory. Okay, number 22, peace of mind is a non-negotiable. Don't have to explain that either. 23, exercise and movement is equally as important as eating. Okay. We need to eat in order to survive, in order to nourish ourselves, in order to have energy. And exercise and movement is just as important, right? Like if you're stagnant, if you're someone who's not moving, if you're someone that doesn't move your body, you don't pick up anything, right, that weighs more than like a piece of paper, right? Like we need strength. We need to take care of our joints, right? Take care of our muscles, take care of our bones. We need all of those things as we age. And exercise and movement honestly becomes more important and more necessary as we age. That's how we age healthy. That's how we are able to extend our lives. Number 24, hangovers after 30 are torturous. If you're in the 30 gang or above, y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? I don't even have to talk about it. I actually haven't even really drank on this trip. Like, I'm more of a social drinker, to be honest, but I've had 3 drinks. The first night, I had a glass of wine. And then I want to say like 2 days ago, I had a beer. And then, damn, I think that's it. I think I've only had 2 drinks, wine and beer. I don't remember, but I think that's it. But yeah, hangovers after 30 are whack. Number 25, you are just as young as you believe and you act. Okay, age is all in your mentality. Age is a mindset. You are as young as your mind. You are as young as you treat yourself. You are as young as you treat your body. So when you treat your body right, when you're eating the right foods, when you're moving your body, when you're drinking water, you're going to stay young. Number 26, journaling is one of the best ways to take control of your life. Absolutely. Journaling is great because it's a place where you can put it all out there, right? Like think about people who they just have no filter, right? Like they just talk and vent and just say whatever, right? Like that's why journals are so necessary, so important because we don't want to just be out here blurting out our business or just telling everybody like our problems or our dreams or things that we want to manifest. Like we need a safe place, a safe space to be able to express ourselves, to be able to plan, to be able to just really put down our emotions, right? To see our emotions, to see things on paper, to really release it. So journaling is very, very important. Okay, number 27, music is healing. Don't have to explain that. You already know, okay? Like music is a big part of my life and music is very, very important. Number 28, community can help us to find our purpose. I absolutely believe that. When you join the right community or you join a community where your goals are aligned or people have the same mindset as you, it's going to help you elevate, right? Sometimes, well, a lot of the times, communities can inspire you, right? To take action, to make changes in your life, to do things that are good for you, right? And that's why I love my community, Real Vibe Tribe. Love you guys because we all support and push each other, right? Like, and yes, I would consider myself like a leader in the community, but it's also up to the people in the community to make those changes on their own, right? And also to lead by example, to put it out there, to encourage others. And that's why I love the girls who come to class because they invite other people to come take class. They invite other people to work out with them. They invite other people to eat healthy, right? Like there's a certain type of lifestyle. It's so important to make sure that we are putting ourselves in communities or around people that are going to help us feel inspired and to try to just live a better life, a healthier life, to go after our dreams, people that are going to motivate us, push us, and help us to live happier and healthier lives. And you can be a part of different communities for different reasons, right? You could have a fitness community, you can have maybe a mommy community, you can have a reading community, right? There's different communities that you can join based on what you're interested in and what you're trying to achieve in your life. Number 29, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And we already know, I say this a million times, right? Like, we have to fill our cups. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to nourish ourselves. We have to make sure we're getting our needs met, right? Before anybody else. And I know, like, this is very controversial, right? People might think, like, oh, that's selfish, to put yourself first. Well, who else am I going to put first, right? Like, I'm here for me, right? You get one life. You get one life to live, and that life belongs to you. So I know it's hard, if you're a parent, if you're a mom, if you're a dad, right, to try to put yourself first. It's hard. It's hard. But think about it. Like, if you fly on a plane, they tell you to make sure you're putting on your mask first in the case of an emergency, and then you put on the person next to you. You have to take care of yourself, because if you can't take care of yourself, if you're not able to survive, if you're not able to live, you can't take care of anybody else anyway. So you might as well prioritize yourself. Number 30, people are always going to judge you, so you might as well do what you want. So true. So true. There's always going to be naysayers. There's always going to be people who don't agree with your lifestyle. There's going to be people who just don't like what you're doing. There's going to be people who have a lot of opinions, who feel like you should follow a certain lifestyle or a certain religion, or, just however they want to live or however they see you living. And it's very important, again, to make sure that you are living for yourself. And knowing that you're always going to be judged, you might as well just do what you want to do anyway, okay? Number 31, your romantic relationships will reflect the type of relationship that you have with yourself. Again, going back to the way that you nourish yourself, the way that you treat yourself. How is your relationship with yourself? Can you honestly say that you love yourself? Do you cherish yourself? Do you respect yourself? Because the way that you treat yourself, the relationship that you have with yourself, it's going to be a direct reflection on your external relationships, your romantic relationships, your friendships, your relationships with people at work. So making sure that you are working on first your relationship with self, making sure that you love yourself, you respect yourself, you know your worth. That's going to be very important before even finding a partner. And the last one, number 32, life is a gift, so get excited about it every day, and don't forget to give thanks. And that one is everything. That one means a lot. Just knowing every single day that we get the opportunity to wake up, to enjoy life, to make different choices that we made yesterday, to change our life. You can change your life at any point. And I know a lot of people don't believe that. And a lot of people always go back to like current circumstances or feeling stuck or where they currently are and not being able to see outside of that. But once you are able to realize that you can make the changes, you are responsible, you were given this life to live a full life. Your circumstances right now do not have to depict how your future is going to be. Your your feelings right now, your emotions right now, they're only temporary. You can change your emotions. You can change your state of being. You can change your outlook. You can change your mindset. And when you again go back to feeling more gratitude, feeling more thankful for life, really appreciating the people around you, appreciating nature, appreciating your current circumstances, even though they might be crappy, right? Like maybe you want more money and you're not really calling in money right now. You can change that and it can get better for you. So just remember that life is a gift. So treat it as that. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This was a special birthday episode, a gift from me to you. If any of these resonated with you, feel free to write them down. You can put them on like a post-it, put them in your car, put them on your mirror, put them in your journal. Remind yourself of these things every single day, okay? And these were my 32. They don't have to be your 32. You might not agree with my 32, but these were just 32 lessons that I've come to learn over the course of 32 years. And these little reminders and lessons are going to carry me over into the next year. So I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that you love this one. And if you're watching on YouTube, Don't forget to subscribe and like. Also, leave a comment. Let me know which of the 32 lessons resonated with you the most. And if you guys are listening on Spotify or Apple, make sure you rate and review the podcast, please. That's going to help me out tremendously. And I want to thank you guys so much again for tuning in, for taking the time to listen. Follow me on Instagram at TrisFitKitty. And if you guys are listening on audio, definitely go ahead over to YouTube as well and subscribe to my channel. Appreciate you guys so much, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Take care. Bye.